I like to record my videos during the energy that we're reading for versus in advance. And I realize that most readers don't do it this way because, we like to let you know what to look forward to or look out for in the coming days, weeks, months. But I don't know. I kind of like to see what comes up while it's going on in real time, and use that information as you will. Because if you think about it, when these things are going on in our own lives, when we're experiencing moon energy of whatever variety, astrological energy, it's not just leading up to that point and after that it's no longer relevant. That's not true at all. I think that these readings should be taken at least 2 weeks, if not a month or more, in advance to whenever we're reading for. And I think that they'll still apply. This is especially true depending on what signs and placements you have in your chart and what your particular affinities are. If you're a moon person, great. If you're not, maybe it's not for you. I don't think that, we have to work with just one astrological energy. Okay, so I'm Vivi, and we're doing a reading here tonight during the new moon in Aquarius. So I pulled some cards, and on the bottom of the deck, our favorite, the Tower. This actually is one of my favorite cards because I love creation and destruction. What can I say? I'm very scorpionic, I have to admit. So when I was meditating ahead of time, this is what came to me. One more time. Now, I don't remember who that song is by. I know they're very popular, and I know that I'm going to remember as soon as I'm done channeling this. But when I channel, I sometimes can't remember normal people things, like, money or artists or whatever. So if anyone knows who that's by, please comment. I'm getting one more time. Okay, sorry about that. I want to go over the cards that I got when I was shuffling, and I'm just sort of rearranging them here. I'm feeling very this way. Hanged Man. I'm having trouble deciding which cards to talk about next, which to do first, how to explain, whether I should start the video over. I'm having all of these thoughts in all different directions. And I think that speaks to maybe where we are. Are you going to stay or are you going to go? Yes, no, maybe. Which direction do you want to go in? If you do this, X, then Y. And so maybe we're getting ahead of ourselves in making plans or starting a new venture, or maybe it's not starting it at all for fear of what next. If we have an idea and instead of, acting upon it, we're staying in this energy. I know that I'm really feeling this because I'm coming into this reading and this practice in general of reading cards in this sort of energy where it's something that I do and it's something that I know that I can do and I love to do, but making the decision to move forward with it is difficult. And I think that this is true for many readers. And, you know, some of us are just more willing than others to say differently. Like, sometimes you're born with it and you know that that is your profession, to help people. And then some of us are born with it and, you know, maybe we don't want to do it. Or maybe doing it for me means that I've given up on something else. I've given up on my other career. And that's not true at all. Maybe this is what I have to do in order to get to my other career. Maybe this provides the inspiration that I need. And like, in giving to you, I can get greater clarity about how to move forward with my own life. You know, you never know how that's going to work. So, you know, if there's a volunteer opportunity you want to take, or there's a job doing something you love, but it doesn't make so much money, and, you know, maybe it's just like a part-time thing, it's a passion thing, and, you know, people in your life are saying, no, you know, you can just learn to do that on your own. You know, don't work for this person, or don't, you know, support this cause because, like, you have enough trouble in your own life supporting yourself, supporting your family. Like, ignore that. Ignore that. I don't even remember where I was going with that. So, you know, if there was a thing in there for you, please let me know. I was being drawn while I was talking to this lotus pod coming out of the mud here. This beautiful water, which in truth is really mud, because that's how biologically lotus flowers grow. And of course, it's a great symbol in many religions. And I'm just kind of thinking about, when I was speaking of taking an opportunity, doing something that you love, even though maybe, you know, it's not making you the most money. It doesn't mean that you can't have another job too. I'm not saying that we need to vow to poverty or anything like that. That's not true at all. But it might be a useful use of your time in ways you don't expect. And also, when you give, you receive. And I'm getting that here with this hand coming from the divine, giving you overflowing love. When your cup is full, when you give, you also receive. And anyone in the world in that energy will tell you, you know, that when you're willing to be open and generous, you will receive. And, you know, we need to always believe that. Okay. What do I want to get to next? Oh my, forgive me. I need to get some water. We'll just wish for the best. Okay, thank you. I'm back. Once again, Vivi here. All right. The Tower is bringing in what you won't take out. Taking out what you won't take out, bringing in something new in order to clear it out. You know, I'm getting this energy because I see these two falling figures, and I just got the thought, one in, one out. So whatever that is. Maybe you're rescinding a career, you know, that you've been doing for years, and it's not necessarily to say that you didn't enjoy it for a time, or it didn't, you know, support you, or that you're not great at it, but, you know, you could be leaving it to try something new, and that is fucking scary. This is saying here, though, that there will be healing and hope, and you can take action on this after contemplation, meditation, really feeling it through. And there will be justice. Alright, I'm getting the High Priestess, which is an interesting energy for new moon in Aquarius, because of course Aquarius, we do think some sort of mystic, this like technological darling that understands energy through space and time in a way that not everyone can. And with her here, I'm noticing the scroll in particular and the information which it holds. And I've never thought about this card in this way, with an Aquarian bent to it, but I'm really getting that. I'm seeing almost like Braille or a language written through touch. I think that, it said that some crystals hold this information. Like I have one here, it's Lemurian quartz, and that, some individuals can actually read the different lines of information here. And if you're drawn to this and you want to tell me what my quartz says, please do. But that's what I'm getting from this card. I always also get the phrase with this, it is written. It is written. Whether that's in the stars, in the blueprints of your life, in the archives, in the Akashic records, it is written. Everything that you've done so far to get to this point, it is written. And if you pause to look back and notice how you've gotten here, like maybe each moment is not extremely pleasant. When I see the Queen of Cups, especially in this deck with all of her pearls, I think of that. Every single moment of pain or irritation or the job gone wrong, a wrong turn, a bad relationship, whatever it is. You see, she holds these things with honor. She respects them, and they've made her who she is. I mean, you might say, well, how could I even imagine being who I am without these experiences? And yeah, of course, in retrospect, we can see how getting that no to the job you wanted, getting that no to the relationship you thought was, perfect for you. We can see how this pain has transformed us. But in the moment, it's a little bit harder. And I think that's my point. That when we're in those difficult moments, we can't always get outside of ourselves and see that. And, it might do you good to read a book, do some meditation, take a run, practice a combat sport, whatever it is that you need to do. I happen to do all of the above. It really helps. And there's a gift coming your way. I think this night is bringing the gift once you make a decision to stay unstuck. Indecision is a decision. When you're thinking this job or that, this person or that, will I stay or will I go? Do I do this because if I do this, then this? And as I was speaking about before, that XYZ thinking, like predicting our futures when really we can't. We can use tools like psychic mediums and the tarot and our own intuition to predict some version of the future. There are several strands of time, and every decision in every moment determines which one we'll end up on. If anyone has ever read the book Dune, highly recommend it. It's very specific, sci-fi, fantasy, but I think that everyone might enjoy it if they're feeling like it. If you've ever read the book Dune, you know that the way that Paul predicts time is that he can see certain versions of the future, like ribbons like a ribbon in the wind where it moves, like a Mobius strip almost, if you know what that is. It's this like ever moving object idea that you can't really pin down. And so if you're familiar with this idea of the Mobius strip, I think it's very similar to the way Paul predicts time in the book Dune. And my point of bringing this up is that when we sit there like this, trying to predict time, instead of making a move, we stay stuck. We can't move our gifts forward. The divine cannot get in. Any choice is a choice. You know, our choice to stay stuck is what it is. I guess I'm saying that if you make a wrong decision, it might not be the wrong decision at all. If you're feeling paralyzed about what to do next, as I am, quite frankly, just do. Do anything. Just do, especially if you've really taken your time to come to yourself, settle down, and think. You know, feel through your body. If you've done all of this, then it's time to act. You can't stay here forever. Once you make that decision, something new will come in. And it might even shock you. Once again, this has been a new moon in Aquarius reading. And I hope the best to all of you. Thanks.